Alright, T15 Waystone just dropped. I pumped it up all the way, and I'm gonna run it so you guys can see what my build is like going into in-game. Just gonna highlight my pieces of items so you can pause on the video to take a look at what I'm rocking. This is, I think these are kind of nice. You can compare what your build looks like compared to my build. I didn't use any guides. I just built whatever I felt looked cool, was interesting. And I go to work and then I play POE 2, so I don't have a lot of time to watch what's meta or what other people's stuff is. So it's very well possible that this build is highly underpowered and not very good. But what the basic setup is I mostly kill white mobs with fireball, shooting through flame wall, or frost wall. But when I run into a big boss, I drop a hammer on the gods big boss, and my defensive layers are recoup, blasphemy support, and my 20% slow. So mostly I'm trying to never get hit, and if I do get hit, I'm trying to instantly recover. Because sometimes you can get swarmed by a bunch of little small enemies, and if you're not recovering that life, it's pretty much game over. And so recoup and slow is what I'm rocking. Right now I'm doing some weird shit, right? I'm getting extra slows, and then this is extra slow for my curse, and then 1 note of fire damage, speed up my recoup, just coming through here because mono regen is super important. Fire damage, fire pin, plus 10 to strength, elite damage, magnitude of slow, some more fire and ignite magnitude, elemental generic damage, some strength, and we're coming over here to grab Avatar of Fire, and that's so my big boy hits with my mace. This mace right here, I don't have another attacks with this weapon penetrate 15% of elemental resistances, but as soon as I get one, I'm gonna put it into that mace, and it'll be 30% elemental pin with this mace. But this has all 3 damage types, crit bonus. I don't crit that much, so I don't care about the crit bonus. Plus 3 to all melee skills, and 30% reduce attributes. I thought that 30% reduce attributes was pretty hot, but the strength requirement for the skills is pretty much just as high as the weapons, and unless I was dual wielding 2-handers, this reduce attribute isn't that important anymore. But anyways, that's the mace I'm using, and it's converting all of its damage to fire. And if we take a look at my skill set too, I am grabbing just this one little strength node here, and it's got that 50% increased attack damage. That's going to boost up that mace damage pretty significantly. And then for the caster, I don't know what the hell I'm grabbing for the caster. Wait, is the caster really? Hold on. Refund passives. Is my caster really? Okay, good. My caster's not in there. It's hard to see what my caster has pathed into. Oh, here it is. We got the slow is only on my caster, because I don't really need this slowdown on my macer. In fact, I can refund that on my macer here once I level up a few more times. But either way, this is still a work in progress, so it's not like a build, right? I'm just testing. I'm just having fun, alright? It's not perfect, alright? It's not perfect. I am just having fun. Oh yeah, I couldn't see it because when you weapon swap, it highlights one better. So if I refund passive, oh, there we go. See, we can see it a lot better. And I got these ones here, and then that one here. So these 4 I have allocated to my caster, and these 4 I have allocated to my slammer. Alright, so that's enough talking. Let's run this map. Where I don't even know what the hell's going on with this, to be honest with you. I'm all over the place. I don't like this. I'm just everywhere. Kind of want to head towards a boss. Oh, there's a boss right there. This one seems fine. I have no clue if this is tier 15 viable. I haven't had too much trouble. I still get one shot from like weird shit that I don't know about. But I haven't had too much trouble just like regular map running. Pretty much all my deaths kind of feel like a little shade of bullshit. Oh, shit. Deaths certainly are not my fault. See, it clears okay. Well, actually, see, here's the problem. I have no frame of reference. To me, the clear feels okay. But I haven't seen what everybody else is doing. Maybe the clear is trash. But I feel for my first T15, haven't found an elite a yellow pack yet, because they don't put a lot in here. But we'll see if I run into trouble with the yellow pack. I doubt it. I'm just going to drop the hammer, and then it's going to die. Or almost die. Kind of depends how I pop it off. If I'm on my fire element, oh man, it wrecks everything. Because you can see my little, right now I'm frosty. And then if I'm on spicy, then I wreck that damage. I went to frosty again. I should really read what determines what type it is. Or if it's just complete. Oh, now I'm spicy. Now my fire damage is gonna be off the chain. Oh shit. Got hit. Can't let people hit me. That's the whole build. Where am I elite? Getting kind of bored. Oh, you're a blue. I don't want to waste my hammer on a blue. Well, that 20 seconds does seem to come up pretty quickly. I should drop the hammer just like constantly. Oh, no, that's Rog. Why is Rog golden delicious? Why are you all freaking sparkly? You like some kind of badass now? Okay.
You sure about that placement?
I'm not sure about that placement. Let's not go up that way. All hits contribute to poison magnitude. Fuck that.
Seems risky.
Whatever. This was a weird one. It does seem risky, doesn't it, Dog? Oh. Got hit with poison. Now you're getting fireballs out there. Clear up the riffraff. Ooh, that's what I love to see. I get more excited about getting more waystones than anything else. Of course, it's super weird. It always drops such a low level waystones for me. Very different than Path of Exile 1. When you're in Path of Exile 1, you know, if you're in T15 maps, you're going to be getting T15 map drops for the most part. We got a fucking door here? Open this door. Why is that open? Yeah, I don't even have a fully linked out fireball yet. Rock fucking shit up. Okay. We good? Yeah, we good. I haven't done a lot of that mechanic. Sometimes I'm just super lazy, so I don't drop my firewall to deal the extra damage. If you really want to like pump up the damage, but I'm feeling it's not really necessary. A couple fireballs and they're dead. So it's either flame wall, fireball death, or fireball death. That doesn't matter to me. me being lazy though. And this is, so far, I haven't seen a yellow, so you haven't even got to see my hammer. This map has been, rather yellow-free. More blues. I gotta use my hammer, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna use it on some regular dudes. I'm gonna miss with the hammer on some regular dudes. This is a very disappointing T15, I gotta say. I was expecting some drama, some intensity, maybe some density for God's sakes, but no. Mostly just an empty map. Through it. Well, I can't really say I've been breezing through it because, you know, I've only been hit a couple of times. Maybe I'll get one shot by anyone who hits me unless it's, you know, a Chronomancer and I slow everything down so nothing does hit me. See, oh, maybe I can skip T12, skip T13. Oh, hot diggity shitballs. Because, man, I really just want to get into feeling what the end game tier 15. Oh, there's a yellow, there's a yellow. I'm having a hard time getting my positioning right this way. Let's loop around. This lightning shit's, zapping my balls. Oh, I did it wrong. I still killed him. Forgot to war cry. Didn't matter. Oh, we got level 2. I'll pick up a level 2. Yeah, I'm supposed to hit my frost wall, war cry, drop the hammer. Frost wall kind of holds me in position a little bit. It also blocks projectiles because when you drop your hammer, you're kind of stuck in one spot for a little bit. So I like to drop the frost wall, hit the war cry, drop the hammer. I'm not very good with the hammer. You can animation cancel it, so when you start casting it, if you kind of panic, which I do all the time because I'm fucking spazoid, you'll cancel your big drop. And since I'm using my big drop as like the big dog to kill the enemies, this is mostly just for white mobs, right? My fireball's for white mobs. Big yellow mob takes quite a bit with the fireball, firewall, ice wall, fire, ice wall, converting everything to fire. It could take quite a bit if you don't pop off with one of those, with your 20% chance to fire 8 additional projectiles. Yeah, you can get stuck on a yellow pack for quite a while if you miss your hammer. So I find the ice wall helps. Not that we have a least in this map for me to demonstrate. I've been in it for so long they decided to highlight. It looks like there's just like 2. Maybe I've been accidentally killing them. In which case I'd be kind of disappointing. So I wanted to do this whole hammer thing as like a boss executor. There's just not a lot of bosses in this game. And well, my plan was to build a boss executor and a fun mapper. But I might just reformulate it and just do a pure fireball build. I mean, I guess it is pretty much a pure fireball build. I'm only, actually no, I'm only going out of my way like maybe 10 points. And those 10 points are getting attributes, and attributes are pretty important too. So it's not that much of a sacrifice to have that extra hammer. And I probably wouldn't gain that much power by doing just a dedicated fireball. Probably double damage, which would only, you know, speed it up by half. There he is. Ice Wall, Warcry, Hammer. Yeah, I hit so much damage over time and panic, but it missed. So now we get to see what it's like without the hammer. Or it hit him and that dude's tanky. Got pretty lucky with some of the pop-offs. So it's not so bad. But it does take a while, and it gets a little nerve-wracking, a little hairy. Ooh, baby! That's what I like to see. There's the map slump is mostly from like, for me, tier 6 through 10 is really hard to maintain waystones. But it's gotten easier as I've gotten farther in. Alright, let's hit him with the hammer. Boom! See, it's just fucking cool to execute elites like that. It just feels great. I really love it. You just set it up, you drop the hammer, and then go boom, boom! And you just win, and it feels great. So, map complete, 39 monsters left. In fact, I think they're right up here. First T15, the build works. I don't know how much harder the content gets from here. Obviously, this isn't a juiced T15, but I cleared it pretty easy. I didn't even look at the mods. Oh, it doesn't look like there's damage mods. Elemental weakness, so there's one damage, a defense debuff. And then reduce crit, but I'm not really a critter. Okay, that's a pretty lucky map. Shot ground's pretty nasty. Anywho, that is the build. I like it. It's interesting. It works. It's very defensive and pretty engaging because I'm not quite as panicked over how quick the enemies are moving because I'm slowing them all down. So that helps me set up the hammer because all the enemies are kind of slowed down. I feel if the enemies were faster, dropping the hammer would be a lot harder. And it's kind of feeling like this was intentional by GGG. This is what GGG kind of wanted the Chronomancer to be. Someone who could slow down the enemies so they can cast their spells with safety. And if they fuck up or they get in danger, they can then try again. They can rewind time and try again. So if you like set up your combo, you do your Frost Wall, you Warcry, you drop the hammer, and you miss. If you so chose, you could do Time Snap and reset that up, and it'll reverse the cooldown. Or if you try to do something tricky deaky and you miss, you can do Temporal Rift to get your mana back. Yeah, I think it's pretty thematic. Yeah, I imagine this is what they had in mind when they built the Chronomancer, something like this. Yeah, anywho, that's the build. Go to the items real quick. No clue, DPS. I don't have POB. I don't know what tools are used. And all the time it would take me to learn a tool to show or link a build would be time I wouldn't be playing the game, and I want to be playing the game. So, you know, you guys get a worse experience because I don't want to take the time to figure out how I can link this. Let's see. Yeah, it's only 4. I corrupted it. I don't know what level I'm going to be getting level 20 gems. I just ran a tier 15 map and didn't drop any level 20 gems, so I don't really know how. Maybe you can only get level 20 gems from bosses. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know how to get a level 20 gem. But Fireball, Scatter Shot, Wild Shards, Unleash, and Considered Casting. Now, Scatter Shot and Wild Shards are the two most important. I really like the way Unleash works in PoE 2, and I like the way it feels. I like hitting with the big Unleashed attack, and I feel that it synergizes well with the 2 firewalls. Well, the Ice Wall that does fire damage, and then the Firewall. So you go Firewall, Ice Wall, Warcry, Hammer, Fireball. and that fireball will be unleashed, and you know, it can just fuck shit up. So I like unleash a lot. Firewall, I am doing inspiration because I like to cast it at low cost as possible. I'm mostly using it for it powers up my fireballs, the projectiles that pass through it. That's the main reason I'm using firewall, but it does a really good piece of damage all on its own. A fortress, so I can stand in the middle, and when I explode in all directions, it ignites all of those fireballs. And then arcane tempo because it feels better to cast. Again, this is mostly for support. I want to pump it up, but I don't have anything to pump it up. Those seem to be very difficult to come by. Blasphemy is my aura. I'm too lazy to cast curses. I don't want to hit that extra button to curse instant enemies constantly. So curse as an aura, it works great for me. And this just slows enemy more. Again, I think this works really well with the hammer because casting the hammer makes you very vulnerable. Hard casting that shit, very, very vulnerable. So I think skills like the hammer and comet were designed with Chronomancer in mind. Chronomancer with temp chain, slowing the enemies so you can actually get those long cast times off. Magnified effect, making it bigger, and then heightened curse to making it stronger. Infernal cry, you know, just using the war cry ones. And then this one for more area of effect. Increase the cooldown. That's totally fine. Because the cooldown for my hammer is 20 seconds. So the cooldown for the cry being, I don't even know if that's working. Yeah, this doesn't work. Oh well, I'm going to leave it in there. If it doesn't do more area of effect, that's fine. I don't know what else to put in there. It's weird that it doesn't work, but it allows it in there. It's probably a bug. Or maybe it gets some bonus. And this one is pretty dope. Buff grants 70% more damage with the affected element. And you can do just +1 to each one. +1 to lightning, +1 to fire, +1 to cold. And that pumps it up 3 levels. And 70% more damage when you hit with the hammer. Oh my god, it feels great. I did a Sanctum run. And I got one of those Sanctum bosses. And it was on fire, and I hit it with the hammer, and I triggered it perfectly, and it almost killed the boss with one hammer. It took it well below half health, and then, I just fucked around a little bit, hit it with the second one, killed it. It was pretty dope. I didn't win, but I still got one of the bosses down. Actually, I got 2 of the bosses down. I almost fucking got it, but I died, and I was pissed. But anyways, that's pretty dope. Actually, let's read it, because I hadn't read it before. Tap into a current of raw, unpredictable elemental power, causing you to deal greatly more damage of a random chosen element. Random chosen, okay. The element affected changes frequently throughout the same element can be affected multiple times in succession. Okay. It might be better. What am I got them all plussed up. Man, I really need to let another level. There's one that reduces duration. And I think that would lower that 8 seconds. Because we don't want to get stuck on cold or lightning for very long. We want that shit to go to fire. But we also don't want it to stay on fire for a long time. Because right now it's staying on fire for 12 seconds. Because I have increased duration on a bunch of stuff. Man, in order to fully capitalize this, I'd have to rework all that increased duration that I have. But anyways, it might be better if it was shorter because, you have a 20-second cooldown on the hammer. So you only really want this up for, every 20 seconds. And then it wouldn't be a big deal to wait like 4 seconds for it to switch. But it is a pretty big deal to wait 10 seconds. So I never plan to use it with fire. Unless I look up and if I look up and there's 2 seconds left of the element, I'll wait and see what's next. Like right there, I would have waited, and I would have waited for nothing. So most of the time, I'm just dropping the hammers whenever, and I'm not trying to plan it around fire. But if it happens to be on fire, ooh, that good. And let's look at what I'm rocking in the hammer. Bad mamma jamma hammer. We got Fist of War, ancestrally boosted. I like the incest boost. Because with that incest boost, you get 20% more damage and 20% more area of effect. And that area of effect is important because missing with this feels like shit. And since missing with that feels like shit, you want to use this one right here. Less skill effect duration. That turns it from a 2.5 second drop to a 1.7 second drop. That 1.7 second drop is a big deal because these guys can walk out of the hammer, and sometimes it feels like they run out of the hammer zone. 25% more elemental damage. Again, on this build, I'm using Avatar Fire. You by no means have to use Avatar Fire. You can build this up with whatever you want, pretty much. The whole concept, I'm not really getting any benefit to Hammer the Gods by being a Chronomancer aside from slowing enemies down. So this setup pretty much works for anyone. And then Fire Infusion. Attacks gain 25% of damage as extra fire, and that 25% of damage is extra fire. I'm not exactly sure when that applies, but either way, it's not being converted, and it's going straight to fire, so I get 100% of that. And if we look at the DPS, it says like 37,000. This guy is doing a ton. 28 at 37, where if we do something like elemental weapon damage, it's nowhere near as much. Okay, it's near as much, but not quite. This even does more than that. So, you know, that 25% extra as fire is doing more than just 25% more, which is pretty dope. And that's the build. T15, I guess viable. That was my first one, so I'm not going to say 100% T15 viable, but I just cleared one, so I did one. If it falls apart as I do more, I'll post a video. You know, there'll be more status updates on what I'm doing here. Later.